Hello, my name is Doug Gentry. I'll be your instructor for Economics 202, Principles of Macroeconomics. In this short video clip today, I'll be spending just a little bit of time explaining how we've organized this class, and also to introduce you to our course website that is being run with Moodle. First, just a little bit of a distinction between macroeconomics, the course we're in, versus microeconomics. For those of you who have not yet taken Principles of Macroeconomics, you'll find that that course, Micro, tends to focus on markets. For our course, Macroeconomics, we'll be increasing our altitude, if you will, to 20 or 30,000 feet and looking at the aggregation of all those markets. What happens to an economy as millions and millions of those market transactions take place? We'll be looking at some concepts that you may be familiar with, things like inflation or interest rates or unemployment or gross domestic product. All of these are indicators of economic health at the macroeconomic level, and our course is really designed to be focusing on how the economy works at that higher level, at a regional level, state, national, or even global. We're going to, in the macroeconomics course, we'll be focusing first on some of those indicators that I just mentioned. Things like gross domestic product, or interest rates, or inflation, or unemployment. Those are signs and figures that we can use to tell us how healthy our economy is. Then, and we'll also take a look at some of the sort of actors or players in this market, and in particular government, because government is who we often turn to help us steer the economic ship. So we'll be looking at the actions that might take place by Congress or the executive branch or a special quasi-governmental organization called the Federal Reserve. So the first part of the course really is looking at how the economy works and how we measure it, and then we'll start moving into is the various actions the government can take to change the course of our economy. We're organizing this course by week, and this is a pretty common pattern for online courses. Mentally, a week will start on a Monday and end Sunday night. And what you'll find is that for each week there are a set of topics that I want to make sure that we cover, that you cover. And then there will be instructional learning resources available for you to understand that information and to engage in it. And then many weeks there will be discussions. There will be an online discussion forum. I'll have more specific instructions there for you as we get to them. But basically, on many weeks there'll be a chance for you to weigh in on a question that I've posed, give a thoughtful answer, and then I invite you to reply at a minimum to at least two of your classmates' postings and give them a thoughtful response to what they might have said. So most weeks we'll have this discussion forum for you to participate in. There'll also be assignments such as short essays where, in 200 words or less, you'll be asked to explain something that's going on around you, either in your own words, an economic concept in your own words, or maybe interpreting events and conditions that we see outside in the world around us. So discussions, short essays are very common activities that will take place during many of the weeks. Each week I'll be providing you some instructional or learning materials to help you help your journey through the topics that we have set up for the week. Your textbook will of course be an important part of that, and you'll see chapters that I recommend that you review to learn more about some of the concepts. We'll often have short video clips, either a talking head like this or maybe a narration of some PowerPoint or some other graphs and so on that might elaborate on some of the concepts that you're learning this week. Or there may be some outside resources, outside websites and so on that I'm pointing you to as a way to enrich your understanding of the material. Now, we will have one project that will take place in small groups. I know in an online course it's a little hard to imagine those, but it can work pretty well. You'll have an opportunity to share some information with with members of your small group in order to help solve some sort of a problem. Now, ultimately, you're going to be writing a short individual paper for this, but you'll use the group in a collaborative way as a way to help get some ideas, exchange some tips, and basically help each other out as you're thinking about writing this individual paper. There is a midterm and a final exam. These are both, by the nature of this course, these are both take-home exams. They're essay questions where you'll be asked either a real world or a hypothetical real world question, and then I'll be asking you to explain, using some of the concepts we've used in class, your answer to this question. There'll be 4 questions in a midterm and 5 in a final exam, and you'll see some more specific instructions on those in the course. Now, we are using Moodle this term. Some of you may have had experience with Blackboard before. Moodle is an alternative course management site, but it shares many of the same features with Blackboard. As you log into Moodle and you see this course available, just choose that course. And then, as you'll quickly come to find, the center main column of Moodle is where the bulk of the material is. You'll see information organized by week, and within each week there'll be links to see the key topics and instructional materials. There'll be a link for a discussion topic if there is one that week. There'll be a link for the short essay assignment, and sometimes here and there'll be other things thrown in each individual week. But that's where you really need to start. Each time you get into Moodle and come to our website is come to the week that we're in and maybe double check the week before and the week coming up. Now, there are some other important parts of the Moodle site that you should be looking at. One is near the top. You'll see a link to our syllabus, and just like with any class, a syllabus is really an agreement, a set of expectations that I've asked of you in participating in this course. So make sure you read through that and understand how it works and what my expectations are of the course. Also, you'll want to be able to reach me, and to do that you're going to be looking in the left-hand column under Profiles. The profiles will list actually everybody who is participating in the course, including me, and you'll be able to see, if you click on my name, you'll be able to see both phone number and email address and so on for getting in touch with me, and I absolutely encourage you to do that. This is an online course, and so especially email can work any time of the day or night and on the weekends. If I won't, of course, be responding within minutes to you, but I'm on email a lot and will do my best to get back and reply to you quite quickly. Now, the other thing that's on the left-hand side is a link to grades, and the grades, I do use the gradebook in Moodle, and so as you submitted assignments and as I grade things or evaluate your discussion participation and all, you'll see your grades and points starting to accumulate there. It's a good idea to check the grade section fairly frequently during the term just to make sure you're not falling behind or haven't missed an assignment. Now, another thing that I provide that I've been doing for several years for my Principles students is that I write a blog. It's called Plain Sense Economics. You'll see a link to that blog over on the right-hand side of every Moodle page. In fact, you'll see a little excerpt from the most recent blog posting that I have there. I've written this blog and I continue to contribute to it for you, for my Principles students. And you'll find some in there, especially if you look at the categories on the left. You'll find some concepts that I've described, like opportunity cost or fiscal policy or something like that. So you'll see short descriptions of some of the concepts that we're covering in class. But you'll also see postings that have to do with the issues around those concepts, things that are going on in terms of current events, where I'll be trying to link some of the concepts we're learning to things that are going on around us. So I invite you to browse around in the blog and use it as a supplemental way to learn your material. So we're going to have a great course together. I encourage you to reach out to me, particularly by email. That's the best way to get in touch with me, and to ask questions, and I wish you all luck.